On the field, in the broadcast booth, Ron Johnson is Minnesota sports. One-of-a-kind opinions, big-name guests, the teams you care about every day. It's the Ron Johnson Show, part of Locked On Sports Minnesota, and it starts now.
Welcome to the Ron Johnson Show, and I'm your host, Ron Johnson, as I bring my producer, Sam Ekstraman. If you're wondering, this trophy here, softball champions. I've been talking all season about my daughter's softball team. The season is finally over, but I was the head coach for the Nationals. We won the entire tournament. We got moved to the bronze bracket. 6 teams remained. We were one of the 6, and we ended up winning the entire thing. We went undefeated in bracket play. We went 2-1 or 2-2 in pool play. It was a great day. This is something she'll always remember. The umpire came and told me how great of an athlete she was. She had a home run in the game to get us to the championship. She ended up, her friend did too. Her teammate had one to the fence. It was a rocket, 200 feet to the fence. And the girl made a great relay and threw her out at home. We probably shouldn't have sent her. Long story with that, but she had some ridiculous plays in the end of the game. So the good thing is I'm not horsed as much. Like I kind of was being a head coach versus one of the assistants is a little bit different. I didn't scream as much for her when she made plays. And there was one play that took me by storm in the final sequence. We were up by 3, I think, and we had to just close out the game to win. She got one. I told her don't throw it because I thought the girl was going to be safe because the other girl, it hit off her glove and my daughter got it. She picked it up, barehanded it, and gunned this. She threw a laser. It sounded so loud when it hit the first baseman's mitt. Girl was thrown out. And then in the game, she went in the hole, backhanded it, went to her knee, came up, threw it out like Derek Jeter, and, got her, and the girl stretched out. I'm going to post the picture on Twitter later today. So for those that follow 3 Ron Johnson on Twitter, I'll post the whole, scenario stuff. But our first baseman stretched on her tippy toes to catch it because it was a rocket, too, a little high because she was coming from her knees. But she got the girl out into the game, ran on the field. It was amazing. But yeah, that's what this trophy is for. So you'll see it throughout the show today. Probably this is the last time I'll have it here, but something fun. It's a nice big heavy trophy too, Sam. I was surprised at the money they spent on a 10U Nationals event for a trophy. But hey, it's something we'll have for the rest of our life. She'll take it, maybe to college. She put it on the trophy case next to my Gophers helmet. Since I never won a national championship with the Gophers. So, hey, she deserves a spot on the mantle as well.
If there's going to be like a boat parade around Lake Minnetonka for the championship, no, don't be throwing that trophy, Ron. I know how you get in those boat parades. Don't throw the trophy.
I think I might do that. Hey, that's a great idea. We do have a family that has a boat. We might have to get a couple boats and go around Lake Minnetonka before the summer's over with all the girls from Jay. You just gave me my idea right after tryouts, because tryouts are in August. We're going to get one last boat ride. I know a boat company too. So yeah, I think I might do that, Sam. You just gave me something to do with these girls. It's an awesome idea with the families. Everybody get a boat. So before we jump into the show today, we're going to talk Kirk Cousins, of course. Kirk Cousins, he's always Rodney Dangerfield, no matter where he's at. So I don't care anymore. I think this is going to be fuel for the fire. He has a coach that's going to promote this fire like a bonfire. He's going to fan it. Hey, Kirk, they don't believe in you. He's going to fan that Kirk Cousins fire. Before we do, we got to have a word from our sponsors.
The Sports Card Investor app is completely free, and this is a way for you to recapture your youth. When you used to collect cards, you can start again, or you can begin for the first time, find a new hobby. With over 630,000 cards from every sport, hundreds more added each day. You can find the latest values of your favorite cards with 7-day or 30-day charts if you're looking to cash in on some of those cards from back in the day. Find the best prices and buy directly through the app with our eBay Deals feature. This is just a terrific app. Again, it's completely free. Download the Sports Card Investor app today, available for free in the Google Play and Apple app stores, or go to sportscardinvestor.com/lockedon.
So, Sam, as we jump into the Open, of course, on today's show, my boy Spice Adams is going to join me in the Hanging with Ron Johnson segment. And then we're also going to have Spice Adams stick around for the Daily 3. So stay tuned for both of those. We got some good stuff coming up because I got some Penn State stuff I'm going to surprise Spice with. And I already know because we talk about it every day when we text. Every once in a while it pops up. And he's a hater, so I know he's going to act like it doesn't matter. I don't care. But we'll see how he takes the Penn State news in the Big Ten. But, Sam, today's question, what is it? And why is Kirk Cousins always in my mentions? What's going on?
Yeah, so the latest ranking or poll came out at The Athletic. This is a big one every year. Mike Sando talks to 50 coaches, assistants, I assume mostly. There might be a couple of head coaches mixed in there, but 50 coaches rank all the quarterbacks tier 1 through tier 5. Kirk Cousins this year is in the third tier, number 15. Now, let me read off to you, Ron. Quarterbacks 11 through 15. 11, Dak Prescott. 12, Derek Carr. 13, the man who just got paid, Kyler Murray, your favorite. And number 14, Matt Ryan, all in front of Kirk Cousins. As we know, I'm not a huge Cousins guy, but even I look at this list and I say, Matt Ryan? Really? Matt Ryan is ahead of Kirk Cousins at his age, with as declining as he's appeared with Atlanta. And then you can make an argument too that, Murray should be behind him, and maybe even Derek Carr as well. So what do you make of, and these are NFL coaches putting Cousins behind the Carrs, the Murrays, and the Matt Ryans?
So coaches talk. We know that. We know, we've heard, like, if there's coaches within the Vikings organization saying Mike Zimmer didn't care for Kirk Cousins, I'm pretty sure other coaches around the league knew that as well. So that begins to weigh on you. When you have a stigma that's stuck to you, like, I can't win on Monday night, I don't win in prime time, a lot of my stats from the Washington Commanders are garbage time. That's a stigma that is stuck with Kirk. I don't want to take chances. I'm a perfectionist, so I refuse to throw interceptions, or not refuse to throw interceptions, but I refuse to take a chance if it might be an interception because, they call him the dump off master. He always dumps the ball off, check down Charlie, or whatever you want to call it. That's a stigma that's stuck with Kirk Cousins, and coaches are going to continue to harp on that. And that's why Matt Ryan, we've seen what he did. We also seen what he did 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. But Matt Ryan can get you to a Super Bowl. He can, make plays. That 28-3 loss is not his fault. I blame that on the coaches. I blame that on their defense. There was so much to that did not need to happen, like going zero blitz on Tom Brady when you're up 28-3. Like, I get trying to put your foot on their throat, but at some point, let's sit back and make him dink and dunk us up the field to eat up some clock. I don't know if that was ego or what by the coaching staff, but there were some huge mistakes there. When you think about Matt Ryan, though, going to a new team, you look at that running game. He hasn't had a running game in a while like that. And so now I think that's a part of this. Like, they're taking not Matt Ryan Falcons, Matt Ryan Colts. And so I think that's part of this. Like, what can he do with this Frank Reich offense? What can he do with this Colts, attack? You look at the receivers they have. You got Reggie Wayne in the building now there as well. So you can bring back that old Colts, Peyton Manning type of isms. That's why I think Kirk Cousins gets that. Derek Carr has Devontae Adams, so I completely understand that. He's the number one receiver in the NFL right now by a lot of people's votes, by Madden. So you give that to Derek Carr. Derek Carr takes that leap. A lot of people are down talking Justin Jefferson's route running, saying he's not really a true route runner like a Jamar Chase. He's more of just, he's going to get open. Who cares? He gets open and catches the ball. But, people always want to find a way to denigrate what Kirk Cousins has done. Adam Thielen's a little bit long in the tooth, so that's going to weigh on it. They don't have a true tight end one. We don't know what Irv Smith's going to be. Can he stay healthy? This team is a run team, and now they have Dalvin Cook. How are they going to manage this? So there's a lot going against Kirk Cousins. I would have maybe put him ahead of Matt Ryan. Of course, I'm going to put him ahead of Kyler Murray. But you know what? Top 15, he's not in the bottom. I think that's where they're always going to try to put Kirk Cousins' average until this year when he has to ignite something. He has to show a different person. If he is, and this is what I say, if he is that same person with a new voice and he's just like, he just can't let it go, he can't get out of it, it's just one of those things that maybe that's who he is, and we've all been bamboozled. We've all been fooled by the glitz and glamour. But this is what I'll say. There's a story about fleas that can jump, and I guess they can jump really high. And the scientists put a jar over the top. And all these fleas that were born into this jar were just hitting the top. And they just kept hitting the top. And they remember that. They're going to hit the top. And then they took the jar top off. And the fleas, knowing they could jump out, did not. They jumped just right to the top. And they put them all back into a box, no ceiling. And they just jumped as high as that was. So I think that's where Kirk Cousins, he's never been able to jump out. He's always had that cover of a coach, like, don't do this, don't do that, don't lose games for me. And so he doesn't know what he can do because he's like, I can't jump out. He's going to need somebody to show him he can jump out. And the long story of that, there was a flea that refused to not like conform. He jumps out. And all the other fleas are like, wait a minute, we can jump out of this? And they start doing it as well. And so that's what Kirk Cousins is. Like, he has to mentally take the lid off. There's no lid. There's no ceiling. You can jump and go as high as you want. If Kirk Cousins does that, then I think people throw him higher than that 15 ranking. But until then, he is where he is, and that's what people want to do. I mean, Sam, I don't know what you think about Kirk Cousins. That's where I land on him.
Yeah, so I think you can definitely knock, Cousins for being a bit of a stat inflator in garbage time, racking up the numbers when it doesn't count as much. That being said, numbers do mean something. I look at the last 3-year window of Matt Ryan, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr. Let me ask you first, Ron. Have any of them won a playoff game? I'll give you a hint.
I know Derek Carr went to the playoffs. I don't know if they won or not, though.
So they lost to the Bengals last year, so he did not.
Okay.
Matt Ryan hasn't been to the playoffs. Kyler Murray went to the playoffs and lost. So Kirk Cousins is the only one of that group that has a playoff win in that time. Completion percentage, edge goes to Cousins. Touchdown interception ratio, those guys are hovering around 2-1, about 70 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. Cousins is closing in on 4-1 ratio. He's 92 to 26 in that window. Yardage, he's right there with them. Record, overall wins and losses, he's around 500, and that's kind of been the knock on him. But so is Derek Carr. Matt Ryan is 18-30 over the past 3 years. Kyler Murray wasn't a winning quarterback until this year. So so Kyler Murray has the athleticism edge and the youth edge. Like, I think people are buying into what he can be. Derek Carr kind of has that clutch gene, but he's not really that amazing play to play. I think I could make an argument that Kirk Cousins is above all three of them, but particularly Matt Ryan. That one grates on me because Matt Ryan's done nothing to elevate the Falcons in the last 3 years, really since they made that Super Bowl. Matt Ryan has been like a 20 touchdown, 15 interception kind of guy, 18-30 over the past 3 years. And he's 3 years older than Kirk. So the Matt Ryan being above Kirk Cousins floors me. I don't get it. I don't think he's going to be that spectacular with the Colts, and I think Cousins is better. I don't think Cousins is a top 10 quarterback, but I also don't think he's below all three of those guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it's my birthday, but Sam is approving Kirk Cousins. I've not seen that in a while, so I want to thank you. But no, so yeah, but I do agree with that. I do see that. I just struggle with. I want to get to the season. I saw Kirk Cousins walking into the facility reporting. So I'm ready. Like, I know the 30th is going to be the first fan practice. I've already seen commercials for the PJ Flex show and the Vikings Game Day Live. So I'm ready. I'm ready to start working again. I'm ready to start getting out there with doing some football. That means football is back. Big Ten Media Day is coming up. We're going to talk about Big Ten stuff tomorrow or sometime this week because Big Ten Media Day is coming up. But hey, that'll do it for this. We're going to bring in my boy. We're going to sit down, one-on-one conversation, hanging with Ron Johnson, my boy Spice Adams. He's about to jump in on the call. Let's go. Oh, no, Spice Adams. I mean, he does the videos. He does the social media impressions. He's with Afion Crockett. A lot of you don't know, Spice actually did play football at one point in his life. I know because I played with him. I played with him in high school, unfortunately. Absolutely. I mean, I think I could have probably – I could have had better potential, but I couldn't stop from laughing half the game just for some of the dumb stuff he would say mid-game, post-game. I'll tell one of those stories later, but as we talk about that, Spice played for the 49ers and the Bears. I mean, you guys know. I mean, he got the Cream Bigums shirts. If you haven't found out, just Google Cream Bigums. You'll see those videos. Go to spiceadams.com if you want to get the merch and support because his kids aren't athletic, so it's going to their scholarship fund. So Spice, as we jump into this, man, NILs. I mean, I know personally, like, I'm not a big time like Instagram reels and all that stuff. Like, I just don't, I can't find the time. Like, I see them and I'm like, oh, that'd be a great video to do. And then I'm like, I don't even know how to start shooting this stuff. So I would have just probably tried to use my pretty face to get some NIL money take my shirt off maybe or something and do some swim trunk commercials. But for you, man, like you are a true talent. You're a true creator. What could you have done in the college space? Because I know you used to do dumb stuff in college. I saw some of your characters. So what could you have done in that space to market yourself?
I think the NILs would have been endless for me because I always like people around me to have a good time. I like for them to laugh and just be loose. Too many people are uptight about things that happen in everyday life. So me doing the NILs in college, oh man, people think they seen something now. Back in college, it used to be going every day, all day. So.
But when you look at, I mean, yeah, you say that. So now, and this is where I'm going with the coaches now. So I've seen some coaches that aren't too happy about NILs. I mean, I've been on the elevator with Herm Edwards. He and I were in a hotel for a little bit talking about it. I've talked to, PJ Fleck. I've talked to Glenn Mason, who was my former coach. What do you think? So, I mean, again, these videos will be out for the world to see, these sponsors. What do you think Joe Paterno would have said like to you every day in practice, like looking at some of this stuff?
He wouldn't be able to understand it. I mean, there's a lot of things that Coach Paterno didn't understand that we were doing, as time kept evolving. But after so long, you just make the adjustment. You know what I mean? Just with anything else. At first, everybody's going to be upset and not understanding what's going on. But as time keep going by, I think the coaches, they'll understand it. And then next thing you know, they'll be doing NILs or something like that, or talking about it, or just having open dialogue. But right now, a lot of people don't understand it, and it's a hassle or whatever. But these kids are helping their parents. They're helping their families, and I think it's a good thing, though.
And here's where basketball went. And again, this has been an argument. I don't know if football can do this, but they're saying this might happen. So basketball, NCAA basketball right now, the way it's set, kids can transfer in the middle of the year, sit out the rest of that season, and then the next season play. Like no penalty. So basically like a free agent almost. Like if your team sucks, you can start to be recruited and then go to another school. And because you got there in the middle of the year, if you do, get there, get all your stuff in, you can move on. And then the next season, you can play with a new team. So, and there's no Big Ten to Big Ten issues. I don't see a team doing this, but you literally could play for Penn State, suck, and then go to Wisconsin and the next year be on a Big Ten championship team because of all of a sudden some dairy company in Wisconsin is offering you a $100,000 NIL to come be their shooting guard. Do you see that happening in football where players are going to jump ship for the money?
It could. I don't know. I mean, I don't put anything past anybody, man. But like I say, man, people just got to make the adjustments. I mean, things are changing, and everything is instant. Like everything has to happen like right now. So, all of that stuff where you had to sit out a whole year or whatever, I guess that's just not a good idea. I mean, you got 3, maybe 4 years when you're playing college football. And, with basketball, you only got to be there a year. So, it is what it is.
And you look at like Spice, let's take Spice Adams, 18-year-old Spice Adams at Penn State University, redshirting. All of a sudden, the University of Minnesota looking for a nose tackle, immediate playing time. You got 18 to 19 Fortune 500 companies in Minnesota. You now have an NIL package on your desk or in your inbox for $200,000 to play at the University of Minnesota. Do you leave Penn State and come to Minnesota and play with your boy?
Me? 18-year-old?
Yes, you. 1998 Spice, freshman.
Nah.
You getting $200,000 to come play with me in Minnesota. If it go 1999, we just beat y'all, and now you got an offer. You can come be the number one nose tackle. You're going to come play with Karan Riley, Ron Johnson, Jermaine Landrum in Minnesota. You got $200,000. You doing it?
No.
And if you stay at Penn State, you get nothing because they don't want you out there because it's Happy Valley and there's nothing in the valley.
No, I'll stay.
You're lying.
But that's just, I promise, that's just me being loyal. At some point,
okay,
I would look if there's Fortune 500 company offering me $200,000, I must be worth $1 million then.
But what if you get hurt?
If they offer, What if
And
I
they'll
just
never
say
be getting money.
yeah? What if I get hurt? What if I don't? What if I don't get hurt, Ryan?
True.
You know what I'm
But you
saying?
might.
What is
You could have.
high? What is higher? What is learn? What is learning? What is higher learning? See what I'm saying, brother? You gotta overstand me. You too busy trying to understand me. You gotta overstand me, brother. That's where your problem is, man. That's been your problem since we was 12. You've been trying to understand, baby. You gotta overstand, dog.
I don't even know where to go with that, man. I don't know what's wrong with you. I have no idea what to say after that. I have no idea where to go with that besides to say my
Dude,
daughter's a
you
champion.
got a
Here's my
bear
trophy.
there with a Vikings hoodie on, and you talking about
I
you don't
know.
know what to say. I don't know
I
what
don't
to
know
say
what
to
to
that.
say. Oh, hey, look at this picture. Can you see the screen?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Like when you see that, what goes through your mind?
Looks like a field goal.
That's it.
That's what
Just
goes
a
in my
field goal.
mind. Yeah. Yep.
That's it. A field
That's
goal.
all I got. Yeah. I'm not on the field.
That's you weren't. I
Not
mean,
yet.
but you were on the team. though. It doesn't matter. Just because you're not
I
on field goal
was.
block, you were a defensive tackle on this team.
Hey man.
So
Ain't
nothing.
no I in
No
team.
heartache.
Ain't no I in team. Ain't no
No
I in
heartache for
team.
not being the number 2 team in the country anymore. No thoughts of if LeVar could have blocked it. If Ron hadn't have purposefully
man.
tipped the ball to Arlen Bruce, maybe. If Ron hadn't
You
caught
know,
the ball for a
people
touchdown.
people gonna
People
say
what?
what they say. People remember things the way they remember them, and it was good times, man. We were number
The truth.
2
I remember the
in the
truth. That's the way it
nation.
happened.
We were number 2 in the nation. I don't think you could ever say that, Ron,
We beat
on
number 2
on
though.
any level. Y'all wasn't number 2 in nothing. Y'all was number 2 worst team.
Wrestling. Volleyball, wrestling, and hockey. I'm pretty sure at some point we were
You
number
put up a
2.
football picture. You put up a football.
I'm just
picture.
saying.
I'm talking
When
about
you see
football.
1999, I
bringing
just
up
wonder,
all
like,
these other. Oh, we were number 1 in badminton. Nobody care. Nobody care about that. We talking about
you're a hater.
football.
Right. It's okay, man. I know you suppressed that
Keeping it
memory.
real.
Kevin Warren, president of the Big Ten Conference, right? He's like Thanos right now. He's trying to collect teams to create the ultimate like jewel of teams. The Big Ten gets USC and UCLA. Now Notre Dame,
You like
UNC.
that? You like that?
You sound like Kirk Cousins. See, Kirk Cousins is wearing on you. We gotta make sure we cut that and then use that right there. The Spice Adams, you like that Kirk Cousins tape? We got it on film
like
now.
it.
We're good to go.
I don't like it.
Why? So yeah, I was gonna say. So in my opinion, I need him to go get a couple more because we just heard the SEC is now pandering as well. They're trying to become the biggest conference. Why don't you like the USC UCLA move?
I think like you put people at a disadvantage, man. Like say if you're Indiana and you usually fly on Fridays to go to Iowa or something like that. Now you're making it like the team will have to leave on the Thursday now if they want to go all the way out to the West Coast and vice versa. Because I mean if you leave Friday, you're not gonna get that much time to adjust to the 3 hour change. Like it's just difficult, man. And then you put people in a bind. Like now you got to pay for an extra hotel day. Now there's more food. Like it's just a hassle, man. Like if it ain't broke, man, don't try to fix it. But
yeah, and I
it is
get
what
that,
it
but
is.
I mean, for Minnesota, it's only like a 4-hour flight. I get Penn State that you guys got about 6-7 hours out there going over to USC and USC vice versa coming out to you guys. But if they're looking at Pitt maybe. They're looking at Notre Dame. I mean, Pitt would be a nice addition for Penn State because
make
now
sense.
and that's
Those make
what they're
sense.
trying
But
to
to
do.
go
They're
all the
trying
way
to
out to the
create
West
because
Coast,
but the Penn States, Indianas, Ohio States, from what I'm understanding, are not going to have to play those guys every year. It's going to be a West Big Ten still, and then there's going to be the East Big Ten still. So they're still going to try to directionally schedule these games. Basketball, yeah, they're going to be in for it, but basketball is used to that. They're always traveling for their games. They're always playing, weird teams at the beginning of the year anyway. So basketball is built differently. They have a different type of flight, smaller groups of guys trying to get out there. But Kevin Warren trying to create this super conference. Do you think that 20 teams is like likely for the Big Ten? Because that's what it sounds like they're trying to get to.
I mean, I guess it's likely, but would I like it? No. Like, why you even call yourself the Big Ten then? Now, you're going to have 20 teams. You got to change the name to the Big 20. Like right now, it's 16. Well, not right now, but in 2024, it's going to be 16. Like, come on, dog. Goodness gracious, man. Like, I understand the money is probably good, but jeez, man. God.
But think about that though. Like
all
the
the way
10,
over the
it'll be a
West
10
Coast.
game, it'll be a 10-game season of all Big Ten teams that you get to play, and then you get to play 2 maybe at large. But you'll get 10 solid, maybe 10, even 12 solid Big Ten games. So now ESPN's going to come with billions. You know, ABC, Fox, they're all going to come with the billions because they're going to want that Big Ten TV contract along with the simulcast of the Big Ten network. So, I mean, I'm just saying,
Ryan,
it's about the money.
Guess what? Guess what?
You don't
Ryan?
care. I know.
They're gonna come with the billions anyway. It
They're gonna
don't.
want more
It,
billions.
like it's gonna keep on going up.
You
every
always
year.
need more
Like,
billions.
nobody's
You
gonna
could always
miss
use
no
more
money.
billions.
No, man.
Yes.
No.
Yes, exactly.
Stop it, man.
You're right. You know
Just
I'm right.
Stop it.
You know I'm
If
right.
it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, dog. You're gonna get the money anyways.
How though? Like if the SEC goes and gets 24 teams, then what?
24
Now the Big Ten
teams?
scrambling. Yeah, that's what they're. I mean,
No.
it's an arms race at this point.
Man, everybody is trying to compete with different conferences. It's football. People gonna watch football. It don't matter. It don't matter if it's the SEC. It don't matter if it's Big 10, Big East, Big 12. It don't matter. It's football. People gonna watch it. They're not gonna, I want to watch the SEC now. People are gonna watch football, period. It don't matter.
Oh man. Well, clearly Spice is not about the money, even though he makes 17 million videos a day. But up next, you're gonna have me and my boy Spice jump into the Daily 3. Sam Ekstrom's gonna run the show. You know what, Sam? Let's bring Sam in now. Let's just go ahead and do it, because Spice, you really annoy me. The fact that you don't want the money, even though I know you do. I know you want the money.
Big news over the weekend, Kyler Murray getting paid $46 million per year. That's Spice Adams territory, almost. $230 million total for the Cardinals quarterback. I want to get both your thoughts on the Murray extension. Ron, let's start with you.
Yeah, so this is what I'm going to say about Kyler Murray, or as I forgot his name, the cornerback that thinks his name is Calamari. But Kyler Murray's $46 million. One, this is what it makes me think of. I don't think he's too much better than Kirk Cousins. So that scares me a little bit that Kirk Cousins might be able to ask somebody for $230 million. I hope that's not the case, but clearly everybody's putting Kyler Murray up there with Lamar Jackson and all these other guys. So with Kyler Murray getting $46 million, what I see is going to happen eventually, either one, the salary cap is going to go up, and there's something out there that these owners know that we don't. That there's going to be a ridiculous like contract money or something, because to give that guy $46 million a year, now you're going to be cap strapped to like keep your pieces. I mean, you got all these receivers you're bringing in. You already lost one in Christian Kirk. How can you keep all these guys and these weapons and actually have a running game? So maybe they're going to go away from the trying to pay a running back, and it is going to be receiver driven, but you still got to get defense. You still got to pay, because J.J. Watt's getting old. You got to pay these guys. They already lost some pieces. So that $46 million a year to me, that just seems like a tantrum was thrown, and he threw a tantrum, and he got his way. He took all the social media stuff down. He saw what Deshaun Watson got, and that pushed his agent to say, hey, he's not happy. He thinks he's better. Why don't you guys pay him? Spice, I don't know what you think.
He deserved that money. That's what I think. He probably should have got more. All right. This is what the market saying. They can pay top quarterbacks, and that's what they paid him. That's what he's worth. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hate. There's quarterbacks out there that get blasted, blindsided every day. This guy's shaking and baking and throwing for 400 yards here and there. Give him all the money. Give him $50 million a year. That's what I say.
I don't understand you. Like you just told me the TV's gonna come and the money's gonna come and we don't need to make a Big Ten big and it's 20 teams and we got too many. And now you're saying give them all the money. So how come he can get all the money in the Big Ten? We can't get it. You're a hater, man. You just hate on
the money gonna be there. The money ain't going nowhere.
What did the Big Ten do to you?
They paying out billions. They paying out billions, man. All you gotta do is just be patient, man. Just like Kyler Murray, he was patient.
So if Kyler Murray's worth $46 million, how much is Kirk Cousins worth, and how much is your boy with the Bears worth? Justin Fields.
$46 million. Whatever the market wanted to pay him, that's what he's worth.
Do you think Justin Fields is ever going to get to that though? $46 million.
It depends on this season. It depends on this season and then the next season. And then he can go to the table and say, hey, I want that Kyler Murray. I want that calamari. That's what I want.
Aqib Talib. I knew it was going to come to me. I want to hear Aqib Talib. That broadcast. Yeah, the broadcast was the funniest. He kept calling him calamari. Oh, man. I was dying laughing. All right, Sam, what's the next one, man?
Quick note on QB salaries, by the way. Kirk Cousins' contract now, 10th most in the NFL. It's practically a bargain what they're signing him for now. You like that, don't you, Ron? So another loaded question for you on NFL quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, it's getting awkward now because he's reporting to training camp and he's going to be suspended, but nobody knows for how long, and people are speculating 4 games, 6 games, 8 games, a season, 2 seasons. You've seen everything predicted about how long he's going to be out for. Why is this taking so long? And how long is this suspension actually going to be? Ron, let's see what you think.
How long is going to be is tough. That's a tough one for me. But this is what I think. It's taken so long because the fact that the Houston Texans now have settled with, I think, all 30 women because they feel like that the Texans withheld possibly knowing some of these, emails, these DMs looking for massage therapists. Deshaun Watson is sticking to his gun saying nothing was forced. So not saying nothing would happen. He's just saying nothing was forced, which, I understand that. Like if you're saying stuff happened and I didn't force anybody to do it, and you got people redacting and retracting their statements saying, look, I felt like I was pressured from X. There's somebody pulling the strings behind the scenes that's got this started because you're starting to see all the tweets about this stuff. But at the end of the day, with Deshaun Watson in the NFL, I think that the NFL is just trying to make sure they have all the information. They're trying to talk to all the people involved. They're trying to make sure that they're not just being hasty and succumbing to what, the world wants. They just want something to happen, like make a decision. And they don't want to make a quick decision because this is somebody's life. This is something serious. You also have victims in this, and you have to take that just as serious. You have to be very cognizant of their feelings in this too, and make sure if you are coming up with an idea or a situation or a scenario, they're okay with it. That's what I think is taking so long. They want to make sure everybody is okay with what's going to happen next. I don't know. What do you think, Spice?
I guess they taking their time. I mean, this has been going on for a whole season, and I guess Cleveland got all the information that they could get, and then they said, "Hey, we think at some point in time, some things are going to start to happen where we're comfortable enough to give Deshaun Watson all these millions of dollars." So, I mean, we'll see, man. Time cures all, but like you just said, you just gotta pray for everybody, for all the victims or whatever. If there was victims, I don't know. It's just everything is all up in the air. We don't know what's going on, but we do know that Deshaun Watson got paid. We know that. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on in this situation, man. But I guess we just gotta hurry up and wait.
Yeah, $230 million guaranteed. He's getting $1 million this year, which kind of makes me feel like the Browns knew a suspension was coming. The fact that they only are going to pay him $1 million and that he agreed to $1 million in the first year, knowing that if he gets suspended, he doesn't get that $1 million. He still gets $229 million, which is a ton of money. So I think everybody was aware something was going to happen.
Can't wait to see what you guys think about this one. All right, this is the hard-hitting ESPN story of the day. Jennifer Lopez has been married 3 prior times. Each of those times, Tom Brady won the championship that year. One of them was in college, remember, before the BCS. His Michigan team was co-champions with Nebraska when J-Lo got married the first time. The second time he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. The third time he won another Super Bowl with the Patriots. So why is this a story today? Well, J-Lo has tied the knot with Ben Affleck. So is Tom Brady set to win a fourth championship in the same year as J-Lo gets married?
Well, J-Lo is probably, Kyle Rudolph's probably happy. So Kyle Rudolph, as we know, I said it on the show, he had two options, the Vikings and the Bucks. He told me to my face, I'm just not Adam Schefter. So I wasn't going to put that out there. I told everybody that I'm not going to tweet the team, but I knew it was going to be that. One, the Vikings wanted to give a wide berth, as we saw with ESPN analyst that came on the show, Kevin Seifert. He said the Vikings wanted to give a wide berth to what's his name, Irv Smith Jr. So we knew the Bucks were the landing spot. Well, now Kyle Rudolph has a chance because J-Lo has gotten married. There's also one out there with Kendrick Lamar. Every time he drops an album, the Warriors win a championship, which happened again. So I don't know if Tom Brady and J-Lo are like interconnected mentally, like the Avatar movie where, she's hooked into a thing and it's just promoting Tom Brady's life. And she's like, this is Tom Brady's last ride. Let me go ahead and tie the knot with Ben Affleck. But weren't they married before? That's what I was confused about. Like, I thought they were already married once, or maybe they were just heavily dating. But the fact that J-Lo and Tom Brady are connected through that's the weirdest connection ever. But leave it up to ESPN to find that connection. That's super weird. But hey, if this happens, I might just throw $100 on the Bucks anyway, because J-Lo is powerful. So her beehive is like Beyonce. I don't ever want to doubt it.
Man, they will find a stat. It does not matter. Man, woman, child, or beast, they're gonna find some type of connection between Tom Brady and a fox, Tom Brady and a coyote, like something, man. They find some type of stat to go by just to give Tom Brady another championship, man. The man is running out of fingers. He don't have enough fingers to put all the rings on, man. The preseason ain't even started, and they're trying to crown Tom Brady again. I'm sick of it, man. I'm tired of it, man. You got quarterbacks out here getting $40+ million, and you talking about Tom Brady? Man, nobody want to hear this. I want to hear about Tom Brady every day of my life, man. Cut it out, man. Tom Brady and J-Lo. Oh, what happened when J-Lo breaks up the engagement? Tom Brady is 12-1. Nobody care about none of that junk. It's stupid.
I hope that my daughter and J-Lo are connected because J-Lo got married and Cameron got a trophy. So maybe every time J-Lo gets married, Cam's going to win a championship. I don't know if she'll be playing for Oklahoma, the Gophers, Iowa, who knows. But maybe J-Lo will get married at the age of 67. And then, that'll be Cam somewhere else winning a championship, maybe with Softball USA. Who knows?
J-Lo, she is Thanos at this point. She got the purple stone, the green stone. She is
Thanos of marriage.
Yeah, man. She got every stone you can have, man. She got the time stone. She got everything, man. Jeez.
I'm not gonna even make an A-Rod joke. I was gonna say something about A-Rod, but I can't even make the joke. She didn't even marry A-Rod. She could at least marry A-Rod and then divorced him too, and then moved on to Ben Affleck. But hey, something about Ben. She loved him. But hey, that'll do it for the Ron Johnson Show today. I want to thank my boy Spice Adams for joining me on the Daily 3, the one-on-one hanging out with Ron Johnson segment. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to listen, download, and subscribe. Please, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, wherever it is, just get it, download it, take us, like, share, comment. Tell us what you think about Spice Adams, because he's lying. We know he would have came to Minnesota for $200,000. Hey, please retweet him, tweet at him, let him know he is lying. He would have done it. We know that. I is no doubt in my mind. But I want to thank you guys and have a great day.